Hey everyone, Draco Magnius here for what's probably going to be the bonus episodes of 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. In the last episode, we got our first ending, the knife ending as it's displayed up there. I did a little looking. There's apparently 5 endings, though showing from the screen there might be 6. I'm probably not going to get every ending, but I will try to get 3 of them that I now know how to get. I don't know any of the story stuff, I just know that the doors that I have to go through to get each ending. I know the names of each ending too. There's the safe ending, the coffin/true ending, and the submarine ending. There's also the axe ending, but I figured that one's pretty obvious what happens. So I'm not going to be showing the axe ending. Or maybe I will, depending on what the game says and does. I don't know. But I do know this. To get the true coffin ending, you have to get the safe ending first and obviously go through the correct doors. And now, here's the thing. I still want to keep this sort of blind. I know what doors I have to go through, yes. But I don't know what happens in the story. And I'm not going to tell you which ending I'm going for first. Or second or third. But let's get this started, shall we? You will start from the beginning of the game with information of the previous playthroughs. Would you like to overwrite the save? Yes. Okay. Data overwritten. Oh wait, I forgot I need to pull my stylus out. Game is fiction. All characters and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. And I should be able to speed past things we've already seen, in theory. Maybe not the cutscene, so I guess we'll have to sit through this again. Or I could cut it out with editing magic, whichever comes first, really. Okay, here we are, at our first door choice. By the way, you'll notice one is grayed out. It grays out the choice you picked the first time you went through, which is really helpful. But, let's see. We decided that it had to be door number 5. I mean, why go through the door we've already gone through? I'd have to go through more stuff, right? Right. Hey, wait! Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward him. I want to go through door 5 too. The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up. What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you. He turned around to look at her. No, you can't. I can't take you with me. Why? Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that? June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions. Please, let me go into door number 5. Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man. Man, now we're right back where we started, you know that? Junpei's bracelet is 5, correct? If we're going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us. Snake turned to Ace. Ace, please take good care of Clover. Oh, alright. That's fine. 1 plus 4 is 5. Don't go away! You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door number 4 with the others. No! Don't be so selfish! Snake's tone was harsh. Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened, and he put his arms around Clover. I am all over the place. He held her close and whispered into her ear, You'll be fine. Just relax. It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them. He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring. But his eyes are... whatever, not important. Okay, I understand. Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Geez, maybe I should do these in post. No, that would take way too long, and this series already takes long enough to edit. I can deal with some fumbles. Before long, new teams were assembled. Those going to door number 5. 7, Snake, and Junpei. 7 plus 2 plus 5 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Those going to door number 4. Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. 7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks. Alright then, let's go. Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red. Okay. Please be careful. Concern was written plainly across her face. Junpei looked at her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. With a sharp clack, of a lock releasing, the door swung open. Ahead of them, in the small hallway, were the pitiful remains of the 9th man. For a moment, Junpei froze. Trying as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7, too, seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. Well, considering he's blind, can't really see the horrors, so it's not as difficult for him. Wait, I said that last time, didn't I? Well, there's not much to be said apart from that. He walked calmly down the bloody hall, and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following. Do you intend to kill me? No, that's not till later. I kid, I don't think he's gonna die this time. Or maybe he will. Who knows? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder. Junpei and 7 looked at each other, nodded, then threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets, on both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life. The detonator had begun its countdown. They had scarcely preceded this information when... and it's covered with blood. Not that doesn't make sense, it just... Ugh. With a metallic slam, the numbered doors behind them swung shut. Unless they could find the device that would deactivate the detonator on their wrists, they would not be leaving the hallway. Hey! Where's the dead? The fear and urgency in 7's face reflected what all 3 of them felt. Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead. He found it easily enough. It was on the wall, next to a closed door labeled 5. Wait, really? Theirs is right next to them, but 4 is you have to sprint down the hallway? That's some bullshit. Anyway. Found it! Right here! As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other 2 scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. Whew. Whew. Well, it looks like it stopped. As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand. God damn thing's gonna give me a heart attack. A muscle stood out in 7's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching. Jumpy, are you alright? Oh wait, I used Clover's voice. Oh well. Are you guys okay? They could hear anxious voices, muffled but distinct, from the other side of the door. Yeah, we're fine! The detonators have been deactivated! They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disperse. Alright, we're moving on! Be careful, okay? Okay. Sure thing! They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were alone again. Junpei looked around. The hallway hit a dead end 20 or 30 feet from where they stood. A thick iron wall blocked their way. Try as they might to force it, the wall refused to move. To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. First class, huh? In the middle of it was a plaque that read, First Class. A first-class cabin, huh? Well, seems like it. Let's have a look then, shall we? Well, I mean, we can take a look. You just gotta take a feel around. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be making so many blind jokes. Well, I say that, but I think that was really the only blind joke I made so far. Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why. Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind. What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though something had shoot up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe that the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across floor, the awkward twisted tangle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque unnatural position. The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked, and the frame bent and distorted. Not that I'm, complaining, but shouldn't the glasses just be completely broken? It was an explosion. Then again, the explosion didn't originate in his head, it was his torso, so I guess it's feasible that it wouldn't totally get destroyed. And next to the glasses lay the bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face. But it didn't pop open, it's just slid off. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from this ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse in a knot, and a muscle gripped in his throat. He clapped his hand over his mouth, and ran to the first class cabin. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear. So we're not going to learn anything about why he did what he did. Oh well. Yep, I already read that. He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened one of them on his right and went through. On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opening the door at the other end, and peeked through. There were to his right, busy examining something. He stepped through the door and walked toward them. What's up? Check this out. We found this thing here on that door. The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked? So I would assume. Is there any other way out? We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything. So you're telling me that unless we can open this door... Yes, we won't be going anywhere. Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room. The room they were in looked like a bedroom. He figured the room he'd originally entered was the living room, or whatever passed for one on a ship. Alright, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys! Oh dear, this is a big area. Seek a way out. Well, let's see what we can get here. Oh, okay, they've made it sort of simple, looking at the top screen. Alright, I guess we'll start with this. A white desk. Feels kind of fancy. Ooh. A score plate? Okay. I see, this feels like glass. A rectangular plate of glass? Is there something written on the surface? Yeah, it's a sheet of music with a couple of notes. Such as... Yeah, that's it. Kinda weird, huh? Wait, what? Is that supposed to be such A's, or... It took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity. What are you doing? Snake waited a moment before answering. I heard something strange. Something strange? Well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I noticed even the slightest of noises. Right, are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away? Ha! No such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects. Oh yeah, that's right! When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was... Yes. I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast, certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them. Junpei was taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake skeptically. You don't believe me, do you? Care to give me a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we? With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. Okay, anything else that I could find on this? A bed with a canopy. I've seen things like this in movies and stuff, but never in real life. True, you don't see too many these days. I can see the details, obviously, but I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover's so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Ah, Junpei, judge her by appearances, will you? And where you should not. Anyway, it's a small round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity. Okay, bathroom. The lights, huh? Nope, doesn't look like there's anything hidden there. What about the tub? The bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in the water? Looks kind of gray. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on! Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something? Use it for something? Well, I never thought of that, but I suppose it's possible. Well, the sink is clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. You've got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. And there we are on the mirror. What a pair, a college kid and a terrifying giant of a man in a beanie. stuck in a cramped bathroom with this beast of a man. What would my parents say? Something wrong, Junpei? You look really sad all of a sudden. No, nothing. Why would they be sad? Junpei, you're weird. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score? That's gotta mean a musical score. Well, that makes sense. If that's true, then the score we just found is probably here. At least, at some point. There's some sort of antique desk. Makes sense, though. I guess the whole room's full of antiques. You can get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. Somebody spent a lot of time carving the legs on this chair. It'll snap like a twig if Seven sits on it, though. Mind your own business! Yeah, really, Junpei. Why are you being such a dick? Hey, Junpei, where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point in going back there. All that's out there are a locked numbered door and a dead body. Or what's left of it. Yeah. Point. Huh? There's something in the back. Let's see if I can reach it. Just a little... You're gonna burn yourself, Junpei. God damn it, that's hot! You stuck your hand in fire! What were you expecting? You aren't really smart, are you? Come on, of course it's gonna be hot. It's fire. Even a monkey knows it shouldn't stick its hand in fire. Yeah, really, Junpei? Are you saying you're dumber than a monkey? Well, clearly there's something in there, so that must be what the water's used for. Oh. This couch looks big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. Couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, is there something you aren't saying? Never mind. You're being a dick, Junpei. What about this door? Huh, another score. No? Okay, what about this one? It's a rectangular piece of glass. You can see right through it. It has a couple of G notes written on it. Huh, wonder what that means. Oh, we have A notes and G notes. Interesting. This is a suitcase made of leather. The color is a rich mahogany. Mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. This is a leather suitcase. Dang, nothing in there. Well, nothing else in there. It's a closet door. Thank you for that contribution, Junpei. The toilet. There's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. Really? So this is just a pointless ass room. Halloween 4545 lied to me. Said there's always something in the bathroom, yet there's nothing in here. A bed. What's this? This isn't a score. This is a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here? Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. Wait, so there was a map in here and there? Okay. It is now possible to use the map screen. Excellent. A piano keyboard. What is Snake doing? He can't play, can he? This piano. Something's amiss with the keys. You mean it's out of tune or something? No, not that. It's properly tuned, just... Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. The C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. Same goes for the D keys. They play some other note. Huh, why do you think that is? Isn't it painfully obvious? Zero modified it in some way. This piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. Perhaps if we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. In other words, we need to play a song on the piano. I believe so. Music stand. Well, I might as well put the glass plate on it. Oh, Is something wrong? It's kind of hard to see the notes. Maybe if I put something under them? Background for the notes.